Welcome to Instant Anime.
Just add music.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Sarah.
Wow. I'm so scared.
So scared.
But I'm so ready also for this bonus episode of Instant Anime.
Just add music. Just add spooky music.
Spooky music for
Yeah.
spooky ideas, which, if you don't know, this is the podcast where Sarah and I listen to a song and then make an anime for it. Spooky edition. Spooky bonus edition.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot a word.
If you've tuned in for the other October episodes, then you've listened to some spooky ideas. But this one, we're really trying to creep ourselves out.
We'll see
it's
what
the
happens.
Extra bonus episode.
It's my least favorite goal.
Sometimes we really overdo it, and
Yeah.
it gets really spooky, and then we tone it down. Other times we're like, here's Dracula, and he's got a haunted house.
And he's having a party.
And he's a party boy. And that was, I think, possibly last year.
Possibly.
I don't really remember.
Maybe later.
But
Or I mean, more long
we've
ago.
done this a couple times, so maybe we are okay at it.
Who's to say?
Practice makes perfecto. And that's what we are doing here. We're practicing. So, without further ado, we are Instant Anime, Just Add Music. We listen to the song Ghost by Monsta X today for this Halloween bonus episode.
This ghostly good
So
time.
we recommend you listen to Ghost by Monsta X to sort of get the vibe for what we were listening to write our ideas down. But again, you do not have to listen to it. We just provide the link and suggest you do because it gets you in the mood, right? Spooky
You understand
K-pop.
where we're coming from that
Yeah,
way.
it's
Plus, we like this song. I feel like I can say that for both of us.
great song. Yes.
So you should just listen to it for that reason alone.
And we're Monsta X fans just as
Monsta.
well. So.
Monster. Of course.
So we've listened to that song. We each took 5 very spooky minutes to write down what Ghost by Monsta X ideas were presented to us. If Monsta X's song Ghost was the theme song for our 5 minutes, just quick instant anime. See,
You got there.
how it's sort of the podcast is the thing where we instantaneously do it. That's what we did. So we each have our ideas, and then we share them on the show individually. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then Sarah's like, blah, blah, blah. And then we combine them into a mega anime. Spooky edition.
Spooky bonus edition.
Bonus spooky edition.
Bonus spooky or spooky bonus?
Spooky bonus.
One of each.
Could be both. Either way, that's what we've done today, or are currently doing.
That's what we're in the process of.
And we title it, which ends up being the title of the episode, so you, dear listener, already know what the anime ends up being. We cast ourselves as little cameos, because
Someone has to do it.
Every creator should do this. Just put yourself in it.
Why not? Insert.
And a little extra. You don't have a speaking line. You don't really need... You can have a speaking line if you want, but
We might.
there's no real stipulations
We'll
to
see
it.
where it ends up.
It usually... my hope would be, if any of our anime ever gets made, we don't have to be...
Anywhere near it?
We don't have... No, we don't have to audibly say anything, but you would see an anime couple that looks like us. Wouldn't that be fun?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be fun? None of the listeners would know because they don't know what we look like, but maybe a fan you'll...
It's creepy.
But
Continue.
as an anime interpretation of ourselves, right?
Another pick crew. Bring it on.
Prick crew time. Here we go. But without further ado, I will share my idea that I had for Ghost by Monsta X. Again, listen to it or don't. But here's my idea. What happens when you ghost someone after a date?
Uh-oh.
They end up trapped in the haunted manor at the end of your street, of course.
Oh, no.
What once was an emotionally devastating way of breaking off relationships has turned into a real torturous experience for those at the receiving end. Soon you start to have waking nightmares of those you've doomed to wander the endless halls of the ghastly house on the corner. What happens when a scream from the ghosted realm makes it out of the house, and the house accepts investigators inside to search for the ghosted ones? The house hungers for more, so those investigators don't last long. Is it up to you to enter the house, face the ghosted, and free them from their spectral prisons? You're just a kid with a dating app obsession.
You went way funnier than I thought you were gonna.
Thank you. I think it does have the gore element though, right? The house kills people.
Yeah.
They find dead bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I thought about making a joke while you were reading, like, what happens when you hear a scream? You don't. You have in your AirPods. But I refrained, and I'm telling
That's
you now.
the thing. I think generally you would hear a bemoaning of some kind from this haunted mansion. But
It's old. How's this settle? It makes
somebody's
noises all the time.
podcast just ended, and they hear a peep from the house and go, "Is there someone in there?" Yeah, we're trapped. Help.
By you dick.
Yeah. So that's my idea.
Okay. And when you say kid, I mean, are we talking like Catfish here? Where they're...
No. Like
Okay.
high school. They went on legitimate dates. You know.
Okay. It's not just like I'm texting you.
Young
and then I ignore
college,
you.
they drink, whatever.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, they're
But
not
that
like
wasn't
6
part of
years
it.
old and doing shit, no.
Okay. All right.
But they are younger than me, I guess.
It's funny how that happens. Therefore, kid. I see a through line in ours, I think.
All right. Is it a ghost?
Is it? You'll have to find out.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure how they're going to fit together, but I feel like it could be possible. So
Yes.
I'm going to share, and then you can think along with me.
I will listen actively.
Perfect.
That's my job.
All right, then listen up to this. After suffering a traumatic accident, our protagonist can't remember anything about their past. So they start a new life, but the past seems to be haunting them. Flashes come back and familiar people seem to be everywhere. They can't escape it, but they can't remember it fully either until...
Oh my god, you have ghosting and
I'm not 100% sure how it would happen, but all of the like scary movie memory flashes, like the violent, gory, terrible things that they keep remembering, flashing to, would reveal that actually they were the real monster all along. They had been inflicting that and not having it inflicted upon them.
I understand.
Yeah.
Their nightmares about being brutally eviscerated are
But-
actually them brutally eviscerating someone.
Yeah, but they're in the victim, they thought, until
Yes.
something just clicks. Very twist ending, hopefully. Like a weird...
You just wrote a movie I've actually seen.
Ah, shit.
I won't
Jason Bourne?
say the title. No.
Okay. Because that was the only
It's
one I'm
a-
like, it's like opposite Bourne.
It's a quote unquote horror movie.
Oh, man. Well, I came up with a title for it.
Let's hear it.
This is... I'm so
If
proud.
you matched the title, I'm going to scream.
It's in all caps.
Yes.
TRAU \\MA. So it's trauma, but it's
Trauma.
got 2 backslashes in it because it's extra scary.
It's Trauma.
Trauma, exactly.
Starring Uma Thurman.
Is that what it's called? Is that the movie that you watched?
No, I don't want to say what the title is because it would reveal the
Which
actual
one it is.
twist.
But it's not called Trauma. Good to know.
And it came out within the last 2-3
Okay.
years.
That's too much.
Exactly.
That could ruin it
I
for
don't
everyone.
want to say.
Except me, because I...
Whoever
I
has
wanna
seen
watch
it,
this.
they know exactly what movie I'm talking about.
All right, well, I haven't, and I'm...
It's hilarious that you nailed it, and you have not seen this movie. I
No.
100% know
I would not.
because it would not be your bag. But you wrote it.
Surprise!
Surprise! You wrote it.
Surprise!
Congrats! You wrote a horror movie that people enjoy. I thought it was not scary, but I enjoyed it. Right?
Okay, well, thank you.
I told someone to go watch the movie because I was
Always
like,
nice to meet a fan.
it's bad, but it's amazing in its badness. Right?
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay, well,
The one movie out of all like
so
30
glad
that I watched
can't have an original thought.
that I actually had a suggestion for.
that's why
if
you're
you
here.
want that suggestion, you gotta hit us up on Twitter. Because I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna not spoil it on this episode. Because it's a bonus. Who even would listen? And they'll go to Twitter. It's a perfect idea.
We've got it all figured out.
DM me if you want the spoilers for that movie that I'm not gonna title.
But can we figure
I
out
think
this?
we have a through line. Like the fact that you have waking nightmares
Mm-hmm.
of terrible acts is very similar to a person seemingly, ghosting people and then it ending up being that their act of ghosting turns them into ghosts, essentially. Right?
Terrifying, but yes.
And that it unalives them and they are dead. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely something there, right?
Yeah.
So you have a perpetuator of violence and stuff, but they
They did it in the past.
yes, but
It's
they have
done.
amnesia of some sort. Mm-hmm. And now they think they're a good model citizen, but
Yeah.
instead, okay. I've got it. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Your thing is there. there is this person, they have amnesia, they used to be perpetuating crimes and murders.
And now they use a dating app.
And now they use a dating app, but they do not know that they're doing this murder thing. But
So they're currently murdering?
they go on the dating app, they go on the dates, and that triggers their sort of murderous rage aspect. And then they store them in the haunted house, and then they ghost them, and they're like, oh, that person Whitney never texted me back. What the heck?
Okay.
I guess I'll never text them back. They stood me up.
Okay. I'm gonna just poke something in here.
Poke it in there.
What if the date is to a haunted house? Like a legitimate...
Like a, whoa, chainsaw guy in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a bad house that maybe is doing bad things or making people do bad things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the haunted house itself is eating people,
Right.
like in yours where the house hungers.
Yes.
But what if it is like an actual, like they encourage people to walk through it and you pay money and like it's a carnival sort of a situation?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
I get that. Do they then are sort of, like an acolyte of the house and they become possessed? They get a trance
Perhaps the house
put on them?
It's new to the whole haunted house scene. And the protagonist...
It's a new house. It took up its little chicken legs and walked on over.
May I finish? Thank you. How about the protagonist lived in that house, committed mass whatever, doesn't know, house went to the market, whatever. They don't know that it's their old house.
Right.
And then some company buys it and is like, oh, this old, I don't know, Victorian whatever would be perfect for a haunted house. And so when they go in there, they like snap.
Yeah, so it has that sort of this is the site of 20 plus murders, but the realtors are like, we'll never mention that to the potential buyers.
One company wants to buy it and turn it into a spooky place, then that would up the factor.
Yes.
Like,
or the company buys it on the sort of whim. They're like, oh, I don't like the vibe in here, but I think it'd be a great... Mm-hmm. I got a chill down my spine.
It's got good bones. Wink.
Wink.
I fucked. I should not have said that. That's really fucked. I'm so sorry.
In the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the implication.
Yes. This is good. So there's sort of a replacement of the truth.
And it could be in that case that the house is evil. And so them living in the house made them do this.
So they leave the house,
and then
they're
fine,
no longer historically a killer.
But then they go on a date with someone to this house.
Oh.
And it snaps.
And it's not even that they were like, we should go to this house. The other person suggests it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
It's Halloween.
That's
whatever.
neat. This is the first year they've opened it, right? That's cool.
Immediately walks in, is just like sweating and begins to murder.
But it could be in that case that the house possessing whoever lives there, or in this case, nobody lives there, and so it's really angry.
It just
but it's like,
the last
hey, you and I have a
residents.
connection.
Yeah.
Like, let me just use you to do this.
That's good. How would they have gotten away with all the murders? Did they just leave the house or try and burn it down or something?
You bring up a good point, because if the murders were disclosed, then that person probably wouldn't just be chilling down the street.
It has to be that they didn't get exposed, right? They're all...
Yeah. I'm thinking it was a family home. Family was perhaps murdered by this person, but the kid kills family.
Yeah.
But it doesn't...
Yeah.
Like, the kid didn't, but they did... Anyway.
Yes.
They're not charged for it. They move the kid out because kid can't live alone in the house. House gets sold.
Yes, the kid did it. Murdered his whole family.
Mm-hmm. But then it was so traumatic. Leaves the house, doesn't remember.
Yes.
Totally normal kid.
And they are.
Yeah.
By all intents and purposes.
But for some reason, when they're in that house, they aren't.
Yeah.
And then it's not the kid's fault. It's the house's.
There you go.
We love that.
Haunted house.
And they're having these terrible dreams.
Yes.
Because of...
Yeah. That's the thing is the house leaves a piece of it or something in the...
Like a splinter?
Something like that where after the first date and murder subsequent, they still have this connection that is now bolder and stronger once again, since so many years had passed, it had faded. They had no murderous intent.
Yes.
But now there's a reason for them to be like, the first person suggested it to them, and now they're suggesting it for every other date. They're like, let's go to this creepy house.
Yeah.
I've heard it's fun and a great date spot. Would it be... All right, hear me out. Are they actually going to it? That's the thing. Does it make sense? Are they getting away with all these murders, or is it an abandoned house that they're hiding all of the bodies in?
Well, I think it could be a haunted house that you do like one at a time through. So it's not like just a walkway.
But with
and
no
a bunch
cameras?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
They just didn't set them up. They're
Or the house, which is obviously evil but has powers. Cameras don't work.
oh, EMF, EMP, electro.
The house can choose what happens.
It just turns off the security grid cam. Whatever.
Yeah.
The house is a hacker.
Why not? The house can do anything.
Yes, I do. The house is evil. 100%.
House evil.
House is the ghost in the song.
In the ghost,
aforementioned.
ghost house.
The titular house ghost.
Sounds like a house coat.
Oh, may I take your ghost coat?
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, house ghost.
It likes to be kept in a chill temperature. Oh, yes. Hanging outside.
Open it in the fridge, I guess.
Lovely.
Good. Yes, there is always something fun to me about a set piece having a character.
Oh,
you
okay.
know?
I didn't know where that was going.
like a house having its character, or like Frankenstein's lab having a character. So much detail and stuff put into it.
Yeah.
And there is always something fun to me about the finding the history of these things and going back. How far back does it go? Who was the original owner of the house, and what witchery, witchcraft,
They've like
devilry?
they didn't want to die, so they put their soul in the house, literally, and now
that's super cheesy, and I do like that. But
Okay.
is it overdone?
probably.
Probably.
But I have very
Do
little
we-
knowledge in this genre.
Would we
so-
try and come up with the original? The house isn't possessed by a ghost. The house is just made of devil's wood,
Okay.
demons, and otherworldly beings. That's the thing. To me, there's a difference between like a human ghost being mean, and then there actually being like the otherworldly presence that like people can't explain, and that to me is scarier.
Well, that's definitely what it's leaning towards.
Yes. So I don't think there's like, old Harold Withersby died and cursed himself into the wood, the very
I feel
wood
like
of the foundation of
It could be
Yeah.
Harold Wittersby or whatever you just said.
Yeah.
If it was all to make Harold like powerful,
Immortal and
Yes.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that goofy and cheesy and bad? Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
But is that also kind of fun?
yeah,
So we should probably do that.
because then Harold's like, bring out your dead. I mean,
Paint the blood on the ceilings. I don't know, stuff like that. Creepy stuff.
creepy.
Yeah. And he calls upon, this evil ghost calls upon the netherworlds to do his bidding in the house, and they are able to manifest in many ways. And
I mean, there could have been like a fire, and
yeah, that's the thing is like,
original owner dies in the fire.
yeah,
and-
but he's so cursed into the fabric of the foundation, the dirt, the soil. There is no one way to remove him from the land. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where he's creepy. You can't just burn the house down because they're like, it burned down once in 1832. And
Yeah, like the fire killed the man, but the evil soul
Yes,
took over the house.
it's always good.
Something like that.
Because that was the one thing. There was one movie I watched where they burned the house down and they're like, it cured his cancer.
Really?
It was like a two-parter. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, A, ghosts are gone. B, cured the kid's cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was lucky.
So turn of fate, that one. Yeah.
But to go back to the dating bit,
Yes.
So when they go into the house together, and then the kid does bad things,
Is possessed
to
by
their
the house,
date,
yes.
leaves thinking that the date went well, and then they're like, wow, they ghosted me?
Exactly.
Or was it like they were so scared they left without me? Like, do they think that they left together?
I think there has to be some sort of time delay where they get home and they're like, that date sucked. I'm never talking to that person again.
So they don't really come to until they're home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
And they send a text like, hey, thanks. And they never hear. And they're like, wow, that was really rude.
Exactly. They never hear from them. They text them like, oh, I had a great time tonight. It's so good to hear from you. And that's when you see it cuts back to the house with like a bloody cell phone screen with those texts showing up in the boiler room or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. In fact, perhaps it's a secret room in the house.
100%.
And that's maybe why the cameras don't matter, because...
It has to be that, and also somehow the bodies are
and if that's
becoming
the case,
ash, or, you know...
Then, yeah, you just throw it in the boiler or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boil like a big people stew.
That's how this thing works, right?
Yeah.
But that would...
Furnace is the word I was looking for.
Yes. It's similar, is it not?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I'm not a house guy.
But if there is a secret room that no one knows about except the kid for having lived there and being instructed by the house to do these things,
Yep.
then it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't need to have like one person at a time and all that bullshit that I said.
God, this
It
is
would
really
just
like
be
that
like
one movie.
walk through. Great.
But different enough.
Great.
With the ghosting, but being possessed by the house is how that... Not... This was The Haunting in Connecticut. It's a different movie. See, I've titled it because it was...
Pretty straightforward.
Not something I would suggest to people. But yeah, the kid has cancer. So he's like closer to death, right? And so the ghost can like talk with him. And then he gets possessed. And then the ghost leaves him at the end of the movie. And then the ghost just like, I took your cancer too, bro. Peace.
Kind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you like this idea then, or is it...
God, it's so similar. But I like the idea. It's different enough. That's the thing.
Okay.
I'm not... Him killing is different than the movie. The movie was just like there were a bunch of dead bodies already in there.
Gross.
The kid didn't kill more.
God, I hate this stuff. Okay. Why do we do this again?
Because it's Halloween.
Right.
Spooky, spooky.
just
Jack o'
want-
lantern, candy corn.
Just give me
Black
the candy.
cat, witch's broom, ogres.
I'm gonna cut you off. Are we at like title now?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
So are they stopped? Do the investigators stop them, or do they?
I'm sorry, I forgot about the
I'm
investigators.
sorry.
of
Last
yours.
thing.
Yeah.
Last thing. I feel like the wrap up is: do they find out that they're not being ghosted and ghosting vis-a-vis murdering? Somehow, somebody points it out to them. I don't know. They get caught mid-murder and are like, you did. I caught you on my ghost camera. And then...
So what do you think would...
What would actually...
Does the house get struck by lightning?
Divine smiting?
I mean, I don't know if I have to go that far. But, like, is there something that
can
that
rid
just,
the curse?
Well, not necessarily, but just breaks the trance enough that maybe the kid realizes, like, I'm in this house, I'm doing bad things.
Oh, yeah. Maybe there's like an earthquake or something that shifts the foundation enough that they fall into like a little pit.
Okay.
Just like a little one. You know, they trip and that wakes them up and they're like holding a person or something as they're like bleeding out or something. I don't know, something like that.
All right.
Something weird like that.
See, and I was going to be like, before they do anything, but you're like, they're dying in their arms. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and they rush them to the hospital and save them.
okay.
But that's like the one thing where they're like, did I do this? And the person's like, you fucking trying to kill me.
The worst date
I
ever.
hate you. Yeah. Right?
And then
That's the tension I would need. I wouldn't need them to just be like, they're holding the knife and then it's like, whoa, the lightning struck the knife.
Okay, I gotcha. So then presumably the person hopefully is saved, but
Yes.
that's enough for the
100%.
kid to realize everything about their past and what they just had been doing with the dates.
With the nightmares, they go, oh no. Oh no.
And that also they no longer are going to be called by the house to the house.
Yeah.
Like it
They stop-
destroyed the connection.
Yes. But
And
then
so
they go, we gotta
then
team up.
investigators go in, and like the kid moves away because they need a lot of therapy now.
Yeah.
And then the investigators like never come out, and that's how it ends. So it's still like spooky.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Because...
Or we see like one investigator like kill the other one or something and assume that
I've got
it
it.
started
I've got
again.
It. So what does happen is the secret room, right? There's an earthquake. Because it's a secret room, it's been decaying all these years. So
it
the earthquake
collapses.
happens. They're carrying them to the furnace, I guess, because they're like...
Or whatever it's
they've
called.
bled them or whatever.
I don't know.
And then they're snapped out of it. They go, oh shit, I gotta get upstairs. The earthquake then does enough, not only psychically, but also physically, to the foundation, to the secret room, where it collapses the secret room. So the last thing you see as the viewer is like the evil, the room containing all the evil getting plundered and, you know, destroyed, filled with debris, all that kind of stuff. And so you go, is that the end? And then the investigators go in, you hear some like rummaging through wood
Creepy
and
noises.
creepy stuff, and then cracking of bones, and one of the investigators kills the other and puts themselves in the furnace, something like that.
I kind of like the idea that it actually is a splinter, like physically.
Yeah.
The kid gets one, and that's the connection. And even though, they kill their family, they leave, they come back, they kill their dates. And so the investigator, in digging out this room, gets... And that's enough
Yeah.
to start again.
Yes.
But that's kind of where it ends. So you're like, oh no, it's still happening.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Very creepy.
Cool.
It being a splinter is good. Definitely splinter something in the title, maybe. But
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why we're at title time, correct?
I think so.
Okay. Words would be ghost word or haunted house word.
I mean, the ghostly house is kind of the same thing.
So ghost word and dating app word.
Love it.
All right. You want to do a ghost word first or a dating app word first?
I can start with the ghost.
I'll do a dating app word. 3, 2, 1. Second location.
Mall. Like attack.
I
Not
gotcha.
like...
With a U.
Yes. Not go to the mall.
That'd be a dating app word.
Yeah.
That's the second location.
Surprise. My other word's mall. Mall and mall.
Yeah. Mall. The mall where you mall. Shop where you shop. Mall where you mall. Okay. Switcheroo. 3, 2, 1. Spectral.
Match. Spectral match.
Match is good, kind of, if it were more fire-based.
Okay.
With lighting the... I understand matching and dating or whatever, but it could be a double entendre
Yes.
if it... the lighting the boiler furnace. And then we had Splinter floating around
That's true.
in terms of just a general
Yes.
ghosty kind of pokey, spooky word.
What about splintering?
That's good. It's kind of got the double
Yeah, you got the wood that literally splinters.
into you, turning you into a
And then,
monster.
kind of like splintering your mind in a way that you don't know what you're doing when you're under the possession of the house.
Yeah, it's good. Splintering is creepy
It
sounding.
sounds really creepy.
It's really creepy, and Halloween episode, we can go
we could
as
try.
art house as we want.
I hate it.
Splintering.
Do you want anything else?
No.
Like the splintering or something?
No, the makes it goofy.
Absolutely.
If you do the, suddenly it's from the 60s, and it's like,
Welcome.
this guy's a cactus.
Ah. Okay. So, splintering.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Hate it.
It's because it's like the flip side would be like the House of Splinters or something, but that doesn't seem as scary to me. But I think there would probably be some sort of mention of the like Splinter House or House of Splinters, or because it is creepy, but
Yes.
it doesn't give the same
Is it a
vibe.
name? Like Harold, whomever, his last name was actually Splinter?
Harold S. Plinter.
That we weren't doing goofy.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to go that far.
Okay. It's just when you said like the Splinter House, I was like, oh, that sounds like,
But it does
somebody's
sound
name.
like, somebody would have the last name Splinter and it not be a fake last name, right?
Yeah.
I'm not opposed, but I think we'll
It's
figure
a
that out.
it's a little heavy-handed.
down the line. A little bit. The Splinter House, they got the Splinter.
So spooky.
But maybe that would help in that you never, as the audience, see the main character get the splinter until
Till the end.
Many flashbacks.
Yes, we figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I guess that's not the end. That's probably mid-ish.
So it could be a misdirection in the show to have not a misdirection, but more like a North Star rather, to be like his name was Harold Splinter.
So do we not originally see? I'm just realizing I should probably confirm. We see someone go on a date, have a good time,
Yes.
come home, and then go, had a great time, and then 2 days later, like, wow, they've never talked to me. That's
Yes.
so weird. And then they sleep, and they have the flashes then of the things that they did in the house.
Yes.
Just confirming that we don't immediately know.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay, wait. I've got it. To really sell it,
All right.
it starts with the origin story of it's the
Harold
night.
Splinter?
No, it's
okay.
it's the night of the kid being picked up by emergency services after their family's dead. Right? That's how the show starts.
Okay. And then we jump
And then
forward
it
to like
says,
present day.
13 years later, 20 years later, whatever. And then you get present day. Yeah, it wouldn't be many years later, just say present day. Or maybe it would say how many years later, and you wouldn't say what year it was. Either way,
In either case.
that's how it starts. You don't know why the kid's being picked up. You don't know that the splintering has already happened. Boom. That's the show. The splinter. Splintering.
You said that.
I know, but it's bad.
All right, well, we'll cut it out.
It's bad. We'll cut it out. I didn't cut it out. Shoot. But
I meant we'll cut it out of the title.
who do you want to be in Splintering?
No one. I hate this.
Who do you
I
want
don't
to
like
be
it. It's
in
scary.
Splintering?
Ugh.
You have to be someone.
I know.
You don't need a speaking role. I mentioned this earlier.
Maybe I'll be at the ticket sales.
Oh, for the house.
Where
I
I
don't want to be anywhere near that house.
Well, I feel like
You
that's...
don't just want to be in a library when they're doing the microfiche later?
No, because that's creepy.
Well, it's a library. Come on. You don't have to be doing the microfiche.
Fine. I'll be in the library, but I'm not helping anyone.
You're helping me. You're my tutor.
Oh, okay.
Help me with pre-calculus.
All right, that's less... Well, I mean, that's scary in a different way, but that's fine.
And you do a big shh over
Yeah, big dramatic shut up. But politely with a shh.
shush.
Okay.
I'm tutoring him. Come on.
Talking aloud about math, shushing other people. That's about right.
So yeah, the root of yeah.
Now, where were we with the integrals? Okay, cool.
I was pre-calculus. They're not getting into integrals yet.
I
Come
don't
on.
remember. I'm a bad tutor.
I did this so long ago. Yeah, so we're in it. I don't think we have to cast anybody else, but we've titled it Splintering. I keep wanting to say the.
I saw it.
It's a bad.
I saw it. Wanted to come out.
It was like
Splintering.
just splintering.
Just splintering. Perfect.
And but we're in it. We've titled it, and that's pretty much the stipulation for how we
We could end it here.
end this episode. Yes.
And yet,
And yet here we are now at the actual end of the episode of Instant Anime.
just add music.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Sarah.
Spooky edition.
Thank you for enjoying, hopefully, our Halloween episode.
Yeah, thanks for sticking
bonus
around.
Halloween.
This was the bonus episode we release on a regular schedule, and this one's
Not it.
not on a Sunday, not on anywhere near a Sunday. It's on a Monday.
That's not anywhere near a Sunday.
The most away from a Sunday. Either way, that's going to do it for this episode, and we thank you so much for listening. If you want to follow us on social media, it's the one we have. It's Twitter at Instant Anime Pod, where we post GIFs teasing upcoming episodes. Otherwise,
DM Jimmy.
you DM me about
For the-
the spoilers, or if you know the movie and you want to just do finger guns at me, right?
Talk about it, yeah. I know which one that was. Cool.
Other than that, we the podcast feed does automatically post to Twitter, so you'd get a Podbean link if you want to check on those new episodes. And the suggestion form is the pinned tweet if you want to send creepy or non-creepy songs to us that you want to see become the anime, just like today's anime, Splintering, that we have created. And besides the Twitter, we have a website.
Yeah, speaking of the Podbean, it's where we host. You can find it at instantannie.may, and it's got a bunch of podcatchers in the sidebar, as well as the suggestion form, and some other spooky goodies. Not really, but it just sounded good.
There's more links,
Yeah.
which can be spooky if we were fishing.
Oh, God.
We're not. But wouldn't that be a creepy Halloween
That'd be terrible.
prank?
It's not a prank. That's illegal, probably.
Yeah, probably. We don't do that. I promise.
Oh, my gosh.
I promise.
No one's going to trust us
I think
now.
Podbean would take our website down if we were like, "Ah,
Click here to tell us your information.
give us your chests of money."
Jeez. We're going to get on a
Identity
list.
theft is the most terrifying about this episode. Okay, so that's going to do it for this week. Last but not least, if you enjoyed the episode and you enjoy the podcast, then leave a review on your favorite podcatcher. And that's going to do it. Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.